I'm here with Vanessa Longacre-Wilcox. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Senior Executive Director of Data Philanthropy at Fred Hutch Cancer Center. Fantastic. Where she leads teams responsible for systems, tools, data that support fundraising efforts. Vanessa is also the winner of the 2025 Blackbaud Impact Award for Outstanding Leadership. Congratulations.
Thank you.
For her instrumental role in elevating the donor experience, modernizing their digital fundraising infrastructure, and being a champion for a culture of respect, innovation, and accessibility. Tell us about Fred Hutch Cancer Center's mission and the impact your work has on the communities you serve.
I feel so passionately about the mission. I've been on either side of the scientific breakthroughs and discoveries that are life-saving, and then where that didn't happen soon enough. Right. And Fred Hutch combining that care and research is just really meaningful to me.
Wonderful. Yeah. How long have you worked there?
I'm about to hit 7 years.
7?
Yeah.
Okay. And so how'd you end up, what brought you there?
It all starts in my first job out of college. I was a gift processor for a small nonprofit, and there were two sets of computers. There were the MS-DOS computers, and then there were the really fancy Windows 95 machines. And the gift processing software was only on the DOS machines. Right. And one of the first things that I did, I got there, I was just processing gifts, and then my boss was absolutely adamant she was never, ever going to switch to Windows machines because the DOS was better. She hated the new software. And I quickly got tapped to work on the conversion project. So converting from MS-DOS to the new system on Windows 95. And then I trained on that, and it really ignited my passion for helping nonprofits with technology. Then I moved to Seattle and went to work in for-profit in tech for about a decade. Okay. But I was always volunteering and helping nonprofits, fill that technology gap for nonprofits, because a lot of nonprofits have what they're focused on is mission and hands-on, right, and they don't have the resources for the technology side. So that's where I volunteered in that space. You led the transformation of Fred Hutch's digital fundraising infrastructure, including the registration experience for your big Obliterate event and PCI 4 compliance. What was your approach to driving these high-stakes projects to success? I think that at the heart of it, it's about our donors and our community supporters. And peer-to-peer is such a special space, because you have all of these people that really passionately want to support your organization for you. They want to tap their networks for you. My background in tech was in the user experience world, and so I was very passionate about doing user research and figuring out what we needed to do to help free up the participants and supporters, and let them do what they do for us and to the best of their ability. We did a lot of talking to past participants and really figuring out what makes the fundraiser experience better. What tools do they need in order to support us? And then how do we bring those tools into the experience? How do you bring together a wide variety of stakeholders across teams, donor experiences, and external partners to align around a shared vision and strategy? Well, that's a great question. I think the big alliance that a project manager has is to the vision and goals of any project. And usually that's being driven by people. So stakeholders, customers, donors, participants in our case. And making sure that people feel included in that process and that all voices are heard. And sometimes it's not voices. I mean, there's a lot of introverts out there that have great ideas that it's like that in it, making sure to vary how you're capturing information, I think is really key to that. And making sure that anybody who has a stake in the outcome knows what's happening throughout the project. So they should never be surprised. Can you add to that? How do you use data in that process? Oh, yeah. Data, I mean, as a scientific organization, Fred Hutch, data is must be it's everything. Right? It is everything. And when I think about it in terms of philanthropy, I think of it as being a window into the people behind the data. And that's some of the things that's so exciting about AI is giving us a more creative way to be able to peer through that window, because there are trends, there's information about the personalities of those people behind the data that you only get glimpses of in the large data set.
Right.
Technology is evolving every single day rapidly, and it has been always. So figuring out where to make the best bets and spend your energy and that time period, I think, is a real important key to that piece.
Yeah. So looking ahead, how are you thinking about the future around preparing for adopting new technology and donor expectations as technology evolves?
I think you always have to be curious and think about the opportunities and build on, how could this impact what we're doing now, and reevaluate your decisions. It's like your assumptions that you made. We've had systems in place for long periods of time that they were absolutely the right decision when we set them up.
Right.
And there's a lot changing now. How we're using data is changing.
For sure.
So is that, what do we need to do in order to make those changes? Who do we need to train if we were going to make those changes? Having conversations about the future of your products and what they mean, and being able to really share the experience of the donor, the participant with you, and have you all take a look at that and take those things into consideration has been just a really great way to interact.
That's great. It's a two-way street, too, because we need that input from you. So It's wonderful. This was great. Thank you, Vanessa.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
Really appreciate it, too.